Hello, I'm Bea Marshall, founder of Yes Parenting, and it's really great to welcome you to another of my interviews. Today, I am so excited to be interviewing Beverley Densham. Beverley and I just connected recently, and Beverley is the founder of the Happy Kids cards, which bring more happiness, confidence, and calm to children's lives. She's also a kids coach, and she's the author of Relax and Do Your ABC, as well as being an Angel Therapy Practitioner and a Pilates expert. So Beverley, welcome.
Thank you so much, Bea. It's so lovely to connect with you and be with you here today. Thank you so much.
It's really great to have you. And the reason that I'm interviewing Beverley today, not least because she's incredibly it's incredibly joyful and exhilarating to spend time with Beverley, and she and I've had a couple of kind of calls in the past, and I love every time that I'm on the phone with Bev. But she's also coming into my subscription group, Yes Parenting for Happy Families, as a guest expert, and she's going to be coming into the group to bring more confidence, happiness and calm to children's lives, and bringing in her Happy Kids cards as well. So Beverley, just share with me, before we get on to the Happy Kids cards and everything that you do, just share with me a little bit about who you are. I mean, you're a mum as well, so whatever you'd like to share about that, and a little bit about your journey that brings you up to where you are today.
Yeah, love to. So yeah, first of all, I am a mum. That's the first thing that popped into my mind. So I am a mum to my lovely son, Sammy. Here we are. I hope you can see that there. So this was taken at the beach last year. And yeah, so I love being a mum to Sammy. He's 11 now, just gone to secondary school. I'm a single parent, a very happy single parent now. But you want to know the reason why I do what I do?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, 8 years ago, our life as a family hit rock bottom, actually, and that going through rock bottom inspired what I do now, really. And 8 years ago, due to domestic violence, I called the police, and social services escorted me and my then 3-year-old son from the family home.
Wow.
So it's kind of, I've gone from living in a place of complete fear and in a way, yeah, fear and terror really, to sort of turning it around. It did take time, but turning it around to happiness where I'm at now. And in 2015, in the summer, actually half of my vocal cords paralysed, and I had a very big growth on my thyroid, which they thought might be cancerous and have to be operated on anyway. At that pivotal moment when I had to stop work, listen, I had this most incredible inspiration of my Happy Kids cards. I wrote them in this time off. I was really inspired. It was even though I was very poorly, it was a really creative time. And guess what? I did get better. No operations. The vocal cords completely healed miraculously, and the growth shrunk. So it was just an amazing thing. And then sort of by December, out they came for Christmas. Yeah.
Amazing. So, just tell us a little bit more about the Happy Kids cards, because I have just bought my own set, as you know, you sent them through to me, and I've been aware of them for quite a while. So when you got in touch with me, I was like, wow, she's the founder of the Happy Kids cards. So tell us a little bit more about them.
Yes, so basically they're 52 positive affirmation cards. There's 52 different ones, and they come in the lovely little cotton bag. But they really are to bring more happiness, confidence and calm to children's lives. But it's not just to the children, it's to the whole family. So the amazing thing about them is it gives the whole family a chance to spend quality family time together every day. And I've got 4 little characters that I work with. So I'm a team. Isn't that lovely? So they're called, in blue, we have David. In yellow, we have Amy. And then in green, we have Maya. And Sammy is in red, and he's actually my son in real life too, as I said. And what you do is the idea is every day you use them, give them a shuffle, fan them out, pick a card, and off you go. Best card, and then best card for the day, and talk about what it means. So it's like, oh, it's just so nice to do that with your children, or if you work with children or parents. It's like it creates magic. One of my one of my parents who bought them describes it like they're like magic cards, because they create this gorgeous communication. I have to say, a lot of the time it's fun, sometimes it's relaxing. This particular one says, I have a great imagination. I always have lots of good ideas.
Wonderful. So having drawn that, then, if you were with Sammy, or if I was with my kids, how would you then get the conversation going after drawing the cards?
Do you know what it is? It's just completely natural. It's just completely natural. It's one of those things. Yes, I mean, it does suggest in the how to pick the cards to say, oh, what does it mean to you? And, you know, there are some times when our children are really sleepy and tired, and they're going to be very quiet, and they're just going to absorb those beautiful messages. But most of the time, if our children are getting to bed at the right time, or we can pick them at the beginning of the day, they're like, blah, 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 blah. So my kids coaching, I'm doing that. It's like the parent might say to me, oh, they just don't talk. They don't tell me anything about school. And it's like, well, 45 minutes later, 10 cards later, they're like, and they're like, this and that, and oh, my friends, this and that, and you know, and what we've been doing, and oh, my favourite memory, oh, it's when I was playing tag in the playground, and I was playing tag with so and so, and oh my goodness, it's so much fun, and we're doing this and that, we're playing manhunt, oh, and manhunt, and this thing, and then and there was this hedge, and we're playing manhunt, blah blah blah, and it's oh, do you know, it's you find things out you wouldn't know half the time. One of my favourite memories ever with my son Sammy, here he is again, is he picked the I am funny card at bedtime, and then next minute it was like a free comedy show. It creates magic moments. It was a comedy show, I'm not joking. I'd have paid a lot of money for that. Who has to go and pay loads of money for comedy shows when you've got your own children to create a comedy show for you? He just said everything that was funny about the school play, rehearsals of the school play. And it was magic. I can't describe it in that magical way, but for me that will always be a pressure as a mum, as a parent. That'll always be it'll be a memory which will stay with me forever. And that's what it creates, that communication, that talking. They know what it means to them. They really do. But also it's for us to join in too, because we want to have a turn as well. And then that builds our relationships too.
Absolutely. And one of the things about yes parenting is the first thing you say yes to is needs. And, you know, I kind of simplify that for the parents that I work with, because often, you know, the concept of needs is kind of alien. And so I break it down into kind of food, water, movement, preferably outside, rest or sleep, and connection. And I think connection is, you know, such an important need. And often, you know, so many of the challenges that parents face, if they begin to focus on connection, then those behavioural challenges just kind of dissolve. So bedtime struggles, I would say in my experience that 95% of bedtime struggles are because the child hasn't had enough connection. So I love the fact that these happy cards are there kind of creating these amazing opportunities for connection between parents and children. And I guess between siblings as well. I watched Rowena Roberts, who's one of your affiliates. She put a wonderful video up the other day of her daughter on her daughter's birthday with her sibling either side, and they were bringing the happy kids cards in, and, you know, really wonderful opportunities and really wonderful moments.
Yeah, and do you know what was lovely about Rowena and her 3 children there? It was Tegan's birthday, wasn't it? And her 2 little brothers. You know, of course, on birthdays, it's about the presents. And Tegan was, of course, her daughter was really excited about her presents. But what we might have not have known as parents, and I just thought, oh, what an amazing thing. She was saying what she was happy about, and they were also saying what they were grateful for, which came out from the cards. And her little brother, I think it was Mason, said, what made me happy and smile today was the fresh air. I was like, wow. And, you know, some of us, you know, some children and some of us, it's obviously great to get outside anyway. Some of us need it more or want it more. It's like, actually, my best thing today was the fresh air. I mean, I just thought, wow.
My 10-year-old often will just kind of stop me dead in my tracks because he just sees beauty. So we went out for a walk yesterday, which wasn't quite the supermoon, it was the day after, but as the supermoon had been completely obliterated by cloud, to go out yesterday evening together, and there was no cloud, so we could see this almost supermoon. And I mean, he just was like, oh, it's so beautiful. You just don't see that every day. And I was just like, yes, it is. He really draws me in and increases my awareness about the beauty around me. And, you know, and I think that's exactly what Mason did. It's like dropping into another layer of awareness and self-awareness, as well as awareness of what's around you. So one of the questions I have for you, and I'm really interested in, is were affirmations part of your life before you had this this condition with your throat and the thyroid and things? Were affirmations already a part of your life, or was it kind of like a new thing that came in?
It wasn't. So when I had the throat thing, no, they were a part of my life, but not to like this degree. I mean, it's like I eat, breathe, sleep. You know, my work is my personal life as well. It's my family life. It's a part of. So the answer is yes, I was into positive affirmations, but this is, I suppose, it's just something that's just taken it to a whole nother level, really. Obviously, with my work and my other cards and magical stories, and there's a lot of positivity in that. But yeah, the Happy Kids cards just took it to a different level, I suppose.
Yeah, amazing. And because some people watching this interview, they might not have even come across the concept of affirmations before. So can you tell us a little bit of the background behind the concept of affirmations and why they're so powerful?
Yes, I mean, it's a really interesting concept, actually, because you're saying positive statements. Now, the interesting thing about this is they've been really, really sort of become well known by authors such as Louise Hay, and that's really, and Doreen Virtue, who's an author of many angel cards and things like that, and books. But equally, there's science behind some of it as well. So, which is really quite nice to have backing of this from science. My background as well is as having a sports science degree, so really being into exercise psychology, sports psychology, and that having had such an interest in all the research behind the Happy Kids cards. They may seem so simple. It's like, that's really simple, powerful, and like, wow, an amazing tool for my family and children. But like, one of the cards I picked today was I visualize and see happiness. And you know, whether it's somebody from NASA going to space, or a bobsleigh team, or an Olympic athlete, or us using the art of visualization, which is scientifically proven that by mentally rehearsing something before you do it, that you can, improve performance, whether it's sport or in business or for our children. What I wanted to create from a really young age is that children can really understand that they can be really good at visualization, like from really tiny. They can shut their eyes and think of a happy memory, but then they can also apply that to goal setting or something they want to do as well. So I want to show, because a lot of adults think they can't do things like that, but they can. And I think you've got the research and the science behind it, but then actually it's really simple. And having that self-confidence and that self-esteem and that self-belief that actually, I can do this. Even I'm 4 years old. You might have to give the 4 and 5 year olds, 3-year-olds a little example to get them started. It might be the first time you stroked your favourite dog or cat, or made friends with a certain friend for the first time. But then they're like, they can do that, and then it's like, they've got that lovely little memory come up. But it's so powerful. So it's very exciting. It's very exciting. I could go on about a few things with this. That's just one example.
It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful to hear. I also picked a card just before this call. I don't know if I mentioned on this interview already, but my Happy Kids cards just arrived today. It's very exciting. So the card that I picked for us all today is I Am Peaceful. all is calm and well. I am at peace within. And when I picked it, I found it really, it felt really fitting, because one of the things I've noticed when I get on a call with you, Bev, is that there's this incredible energy that we create together. And it feels like it just kind of like bubbles and fizzes, and it, you know, there's a momentum to it. And that doesn't necessarily feel particularly calm. So it was really kind of like, yeah, do you know, there's this incredible energy, but at the root of all of it is this lovely calm, that just, this peaceful calm that just sits, and then all of this energy fizzes and bubbles on top of it. And for me, that was a really beautiful kind of like image to have coming into this interview, because I love the way that I connect with people, the way that people connect with each other, and all of those connections are so different. So I have a very, very different way that I connect with my eldest son compared to my youngest son, for example. So it kind of got me thinking, like, I wonder, you know, when I see our relationship being like, you know, this bubbling, fizzing energy, but with this peaceful and calm kind of foundation, it made me think, I wonder how I would visualize my relationship with each of my sons. So I think I'm going to journal about that at some point.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And I started actually a little Happy Kids Cards journal. I love calling them diaries. I've been a diary writer since I was 5 years old. I got a diary with a little lock.
I've had one of those as well.
I've still got it. Have you?
No.
I have. I kept it. It's quite precious. I loved it.
I did keep a lot of my diaries and journals for a long time, and then about a year ago, I came across them and I opened them up, and they didn't bring any joy for me. And I just thought, actually, it just felt right for me to get rid of them all. But yeah, I love that you still have it and it's precious to you. That's wonderful.
Yeah. That very first one, that very first 5-year diary. I remember writing on the train on the way up to Scotland on a little family holiday to see some dear family friends. And,
amazing.
But interestingly, I also said goodbye to all the other diaries up until last year's one, and then I kept that one. Yeah. But it's a nice thing to do. But what you were saying about the I am peaceful message you picked today, it's really interesting, because there is that element to the cards. Sometimes, like us or the children, really need that calm, and it is really helping in classrooms and schools all around the world, this approach, and also with autistic children and in autistic schools as well. One of the children, Chloe Alexander, who teaches autistic children in London, she shared with me that one of her children was really upset and distressed, and all it took was, and confused, and all it took was you know, using the cards and that happy distraction, but not just that, practical tools such as I breathe and relax, and learning how to breathe in through their nose, into their tummy like a balloon inflating, and breathing out through their mouth and relaxing, and, you know, lovely tools like that. Just, it's like, it can make all this difference to help, you know, help the children, you know, feel better with their emotions, and know that they can turn things around to feel happy again, and talk through all of that too.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a very gentle way, isn't it, to help a child transition out of potentially quite a distressing set of emotions, but without kind of minimizing those emotions in any way, without trying to kind of invalidate them. It just kind of, I can see how it could just help them kind of transition in a really lovely way. So yeah, wonderful.
It's really interesting, because some children are actually, there was a little boy, he's 8, whose mum bought the cards, and he was like, he'd get in moods and upset quite regularly. So what was amazing when he started using them, he'd be able to take, when he was in one of his grumpy old moods, so he'd say to his mum, I'm going to go and pick a Happy Kids card, kind of thing. Off he went grumpily. But he found that just doing them on his own would help him turn everything around. Whereas some mums, a mum in Sheffield, she was like, she runs to get them now when there's issues and upsets and tears going on, because she knows that it will help them turn it around in a sort of healthy way, really.
Yeah, amazing.
Which is really, really nice, because we every parent kind of needs that. Even with my son, occasionally we'll have it, occasionally, not very much, but occasionally we have a ding dong and an upset or an argument occasionally, and they are such a useful tool after those moments, because it gives each person a chance to talk about how they're feeling. And that listening card that we talked about before we came on air today, you know, that can be really useful. We've got to listen. You know, we have to listen too. They've got some real pearls of wisdom to say. And it helps you resolve things or find a solution for next time. It isn't about masking. I think some people think about positive affirmations that they're going to mask a problem or a challenge, but actually these are very much to help during the good, challenging and sad times of life, because that is the reality of life. And you know, that's just really useful, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that you touched on just now, that I can't remember what you said, but you said something and it brought me round to our inner child, which a lot of the work that I do with my one-to-one clients is helping to clear kind of energy that's gotten stuck really kind of in our early years. And so working a lot with the inner child. And you know, these cards are not just for kids, are they? They are for us as adults, and for helping connect with our inner child and giving our inner child an opportunity to speak out. Is that right?
Hooray! Okay, well, we might not be into picking the cards with the soft toys as parents, but or maybe we are. Well, actually, it's quite fun with our children. But absolutely. Interestingly, the first ever set of cards I ever sold wasn't for a child. It was for a good friend of mine, Mary Claire, who's Money Magnet author. She bought the first ever set, and she bought them for herself, and she's using them every day. They're telling her to go and do exercise. She's off playing tennis. She said, I put them in my bathroom on the side. She posted on Facebook the other day. How lovely is that, you know, because they cheer us up. They are, the messages are as powerful for us, you know, as the children. But the inner child thing, it gives us a laugh. It gives us more of a laugh with our children, but with ourselves, we might pick something which says, I might pick them with some of my friends, be like, I am enthusiastic and full of energy. Now, sometimes we're not. So you can sometimes also really get that laughter and that laugh and that also that inner child side, but you might have picked something to opposite how you're feeling, but the effect it has is like it really boosts you up. But then also sometimes to think of solutions of how you're going to get your enthusiasm back if you're feeling really exhausted and frazzled, of course. But it can actually cause laughter and just seems so funny if you're picking it with a few friends and everyone's picking one that's like, that's not true right now, that's so funny. Everyone's kind of laughing, and it's lifted the atmosphere. They lift people up. So and the inner child thing, we all need a bit of that. We need to be silly or fun or have a laugh, and I like that it creates that for us. And some you know, some amazing practitioners running meditation groups with them, and one of my Happy Kids cards team, she's a beautiful mindfulness teacher. Nikki Harmon, she, you know, teaching secondary school children with them as well.
Yeah, it's so creative. So the thing you just said about doing it with adults as well, it reminded me of that beautiful quote that says, we don't stop playing because we grow old because we stop playing. And play is something that so many of us adults have lost connection with. And I mean, you know, not helped by the fact that, you know, we spend so much of our childhood in schools, and play is not particularly embraced in schools. But, you know, we go into the adult world, and a lot of us have lost connection to play. And I find the Happy Kids cards really playful. And I think that's wonderful. Now, before we finish, I want to just chat to you about something kind of completely unrelated in many ways to what we've been talking about. But actually, I want to bring it into this call now because I think it's a really important thing, is that you are the only other woman, other than a podcast I listened to a while ago, who is all about cold showers. And I only discovered that because you did a Facebook Live video about it, and it was kind of like, well, this is brilliant, because I found out about cold showers through a life coach here in Sheffield with me, called James Ford. He was telling me all about it. He made a commitment to try and swim once a week in one of the reservoirs in Sheffield throughout the whole of last winter. And I never actually found out if he did manage it, but he's all about cold water swimming and cold showers, and I went through a phase of doing cold showers, and then I got out of it, and I actually had one just the other morning. But tell us a bit about your relationship with cold water showers and even cold water swimming, because you live by the sea and you do that as well. But talk about that, because I actually think that cold showers, the concept of cold showers is not something that I think most of the mums or dads watching this video will have come across. So, and I think it's the most amazing thing, and it would be lovely to hear about that.
Okay, do you know why I do it? And first thing I'd like to say to you listening is do it. You don't know what something's like until you try it. And do you know why I do it? Because it's fun. And also, do you know why else I do it? It doesn't get any easier, by the way. Every morning before my daily Pilates workout, I have a cold shower. 99% of the time, and it's just so fun. And if you do it with somebody else, it's funny. And I'm not a morning person naturally, so I have to make myself a morning person with happy kids cards, and cold shower makes you a morning person. It wakes you up, it revitalizes. If you're feeling rubbish, have a cold shower, but it's not for long. Make sure your bathroom and house is cozy before you have your shower. Just get in, wash your face, 5 turns, 5 washes your face, quick wash out you get, and you're always warm when you get out there, you know, and you'll feel better. And it's got loads of scientific research. Get in touch if you want to know a bit about that.
It has other benefits as well.
Loads of benefits. It
has amazing benefits for mental health, especially depression. Has benefits for aiding sleep. It also has benefits for aiding weight loss, because it encourages your body to lay down brown fat cells instead of white fat cells. And I love aging, and actually I really embrace my grey hairs, and I get excited when I see new laughter lines arriving and things. But it helps because your skin immediately tightens in response to the cold water. You know, you get goosebumps and things. It actually aids your skin to stay elastic for longer, because you're working all of those little muscles in your skin, which is a really interesting thing. And that's often why people who've done cold water swimming for years and years and years don't look nearly as old as they are.
Yeah, and one of my new friends, he's over 70. He swims every day of the year in Dorset here. So I've got a friend I can go swimming with whenever I like now.
And someone to aspire to. If he's sea swimming every day of the year, amazing.
Yeah, that's right. It is amazing, and it's just so fun. You know, just so fun.
Brilliant. So you are coming into my wonderful membership group, Yes Parenting for Happy Families, in a couple of weeks. I'm really excited about it, because part of how you're going to bring happiness, confidence and calm to our children's lives and us is you're going to look at how to create daily fun quality time with our kids, how to start and end our day the happy way, how to deal with sensitive and shy children.
I'm very excited about that too.
Yeah, how to build self-esteem in 5 minutes, and how to turn tears, upset and stress around to happiness with a powerful yet quick and easy visualization exercise. So, it's going to be an amazing week. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I can't wait.
It is actually, yeah. And I think it'd be lovely I just think it's just going to be exciting and beautiful, really. And to share all of that in a week will just be very special, and hopefully fun and relaxing and enlightening and inspirational, I hope, for both your lovely Yes parents and their children and families. Yeah.
So I want to pick one final card from my brand new deck. Yeah. And if people are wanting to get their own deck, there is a link at the end of this video. There is a link to buy your own deck of happy cards. But anyway, this one is, I have good posture. When I sit and stand tall, I feel happy and my back feels stronger. Yeah, I'm all about good posture. I love to stand up tall.
Yeah, there are quite a lot of words that children don't know, have never heard of. Even, the older primary school children, and obviously up to secondary, using them too. And one of those words is they've never heard of what good posture is.
Interesting.
A lot of children, it's brand new. They've never heard of it. It's certainly not hardly ever been taught about it. So a really fun way is for them to put a soft toy on their heads.
Yeah.
And it's quite old-fashioned putting a book on your head, but they put their favourite soft toy on their head, have a walk around for a minute, and that is the basics of good posture, sitting and standing tall, or they learn about what slumping is and sitting with a straight happy back, and a little bit of education. It just goes a long way. But also very exciting, Bea, is what most people don't know about good posture is research shows that having good postures is good for the mind and gives you more happy thoughts, you're more positive, and very important. Most people don't know about that bit of it.
I didn't know about that. I mean, it makes sense now you say it, but I didn't know that. So
yeah, really important.
Yeah. Well, what a great place to end. It has been so wonderful to have you here. Thank you for joining me for this interview.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bea, for having me. It was gorgeous.
And I will speak to you soon.
Lots of love.
And to you. Bye-bye.
Bye.